Poultry diseases, part 6. Parasites. We have already completed in part 5 ectoparasites, the parasites which live on the body, that are lice, mites, flies, fleas, beetles, and etc. Coming to endoparasites. Endoparasites are the parasites that live inside the body. Depending upon the parasites, they choose their own area where the parasite can cling to the intestines with the help of the suckers that are present and suck the food material. Endoparasites are mostly platyhelminths or nematyhelminths. Platyhelminths, flatworms, and in nematyhelminths, roundworms attack the poultry with the unhygienic conditions. Endoparasites. Worms that belongs to the nematyhelminths. The worms are roundworms. Their body is long and slender with alimentary canal. Starts with mouth and opens with mouth and ends with anus, tube and tube arrangement. And these worms have 3 flap-like structures which help in sucking the food material from the host. These worms live in the intestines of the chickens. They are of mainly 4 categories: roundworms, Ascariasis, usually 5 to 7 centimeters or 2 to 3 inches long. Hairworms, Capillaria, known as Capillaria, measures 1 to 1.5 centimeters long. Cecal worm, Heterarchis, usually 1.5 centimeters long. These are the roundworms, belongs to nematyhelminths, whereas the tapeworm belongs to platyhelminths. And here in birds you can see Rhylitina, the avia, usually 7 to 10 centimeters long, consists of many small segments. Transmission. Roundworms via worm eggs shed in fecal matter. Tapeworms via shed of their gravid proglatids carrying eggs. So both worms, media of transmission is somewhat different. Roundworms through fecal matter and tapeworms through the gravid proglatids that are shed in the litter, carries the eggs. When it breaks, then it is being carried into the birds. Species affected are chicks and turkeys. Avian worms have a broad host range. Clinical signs and lesions. Mature roundworms are not a major cause of disease, but larvae are damage the intestinal lining, causing enteritis, anemia, decreased egg production, and at times eggs with pale yellow. That means again it is affecting the layers. So there is a huge loss in the egg production. Capillaria worms. They are very tiny worms, 1 centimeter, 1 to 1.5 centimeters, cause more damage to the intestinal lining and can cause enteritis and anemia with decreased egg production and the appearance of pale egg yolks. Platinum yolks, they are known as platinum yolks. This capillaria worm affects on the layers, causes huge damage in the intestinal lining, causing enteritis and anemia, which ultimately decreases the production of eggs. Cecal worms are found in CK and do not cause serious damage except their eggs can transmit blackhead histomonas mainly in turkeys. Tapeworms are frequently found and do not cause serious damage except they use the nutrients of the host chick affecting economic performance. That is, they stay in the host and take the digested food material, and the development of the chick cannot be seen. It ultimately affects on the economy of the farm. Ascaridiasis. It is an intestinal roundworm belonging to phylum Nematihelminths. There are three types of Ascaridia galli, Ascaridia columbae, Ascaridilla dismillis. The economic importance and distribution: heavy economic loss in the form of retarded growth, reduced weight gain, decreased egg production, diarrhea, morbidity, and high mortality. These worms, the Nematihelminth worms, cause heavy economic loss. That is because these worms are feeding on the digested food material, and also the bird itself feeds heavily, but the growth of the bird is not up to the mark. That is, retarded growth is seen, reducing weight, decrease in egg production, that is the layers, diarrhea, morbidity and high mortality is seen. Mode of transmission: through contamination of the eggs. Infected eggs, second stage, larval stage, are highly contagious. Clinical signs: birds are unthrifty, weak, emaciated, egg production drops, diarrhea, may be accompanied by anemia, intestinal obstructions in very heavy infections. Lesions: Ascarides may migrate up to oviduct to become unshelled later within the egg. This undergoes shedding of their skin, and Ascarides dismillis, turkey roundworm, may also migrate out of the intestine through the portal system and into the liver, causing hepatic granulomas. Diagnosis: demonstration of eggs in feces or worms in the intestine on necrophagy. You can see number of worms in the intestines. Here you can see the Ascaridia egg that is present inside the intestine. Here the Ascaridia galli, a n number of worms have been developed. So where is the growth of the bird? Here also you can see total intestine is filled with the worms. Treatment: piperazine, citrate, tetramazole, and here control and prevention. Good management: young birds should be separated from the old one. Yards and pens should be rotated and well drained. Deep litter in pens must be kept dry. Droppings should be removed frequently. This is the most important factor. Droppings should be removed frequently. And deep litter in pens must be kept dry. If these two are properly maintained, half of the diseases will be controlled in poultry. Capillariasis. You can see here the capillariasis, egg stage, mode of transmission, ingestion of capillaria eggs. Clinical signs: bird, loss of weight, frequently deaths, severely emaciated, lesions, several cathedral enteritis, scattered hemorrhages will be observed. Due to the puncture of these worms, there are many injuries inside the intestine. Treatment: halozones, tetramazole. Control and prevention: removal and destruction of contaminated beddings. This is very important. Removal and destruction of contaminated beddings. Diagnosis: demonstration of worms on necropsy, identification of eggs in feces. Treatment: haloxone, tetramazole, and removal and destruction of contaminated beddings. Heterochiasis. It is a cecal worm. Heterochias gallinarium. The mode of infection is ingestion of an inactive Heterochiasis egg or an earthworm. Clinical signs: domestic fowls. The adult worms is not generally considered as pathogen. Effects on the worms are slight. Lesions. Only in heavy infections may there be thickenings of the cecal mucosa. In some species of wild birds, a nodular typhlitis may occur. That is, heavy infection may there be thickening of the cecal mucosa. Treatment: phenoxanthazine, tetramazole. Control and prevention: if birds are penned, routine removal of feces and litter is important. The game frames farms, rotation of lots and pens should be practiced. To control the game farms, rotation of lots and pens should be practiced. And periodically, fecal matter and the litter has to be removed. Diagnosis: demonstration of eggs from feces, identification of adult worms on necropsy. Now here you can see the worms in this large dish. We'll see with the pointer. In the large dish, you can see Ascaridis. Here, female, and the smaller one is the male. You can see here. And Heterarchis on the left side, they are 1.5 to 2. And capillaries on the right side, you cannot see because they are hairline structures, capillaries. So we are unable to see that slide. Cestodes. These are nothing but the platyhelminths, flat-bodied parasites with suckers. Mouth is surrounded by rostellum. Suckers, depending upon the animal or the species, there are 2, 4 and single structured rostellum is seen, and a long head-like structure, a round pin-head-like structure, followed by scolex, and these are the strobila. These segments are known as the strobila. The avian Proglontina causes divaniasis. Mode of transmission is due to ingestion of slugs, that is Limax, Erion, Agrilomax, containing the cysticercoids. Clinical signs marked emaciation, general debility, loss of weight, lesions. Intestinal mucosa appears thickened and may be hemorrhagic because hold-fast organs are heavily armed. Due to their penetration into the intestine, causes damage to the mucous membranes. Diagnosis. Demonstration of the cestodes on necropsy by examining mucosal scraping or by opening the duodenum underwater and observing the activity of papillae like minute tapeworms. Treatment: di-N-butyl, tin, albendazole, febendazole, oxybenzone, control and prevention. Soil may be treated with metaldehyde to destroy slugs. Pens and ranges should be well drained. A sandy soil is preferable. Hymenolithiasis, thread tapeworm. Hymenolithiasis species. Mode of transmission: ingestion of infective cysticercoids in suitable intermediate host. The egg can see here. Hymenolithiasis, you can see the scolex head or the scolex with the suckers, and this is the neck, and this is the strobila, consists of different types of segments. Gravid proglatids and immature proglatids, mature proglatids and gravid proglatids are present. Here you can see the cysticercoids, they are penetrating inside the host cells. Clinical signs: growth retardation. Diagnosis: necropsy. If the fresh intestine is opened in a small amount of warm water, the worms may be seen actively moving in the water above the mucosal surface. The intestinal scrapings should be examined under the binocular dissecting microscope. Treatment: butyrate, control and prevention, proper disposal of droppings. Houses should be cleaned regularly and the manure spread timely on arable land where sunlight and desiccation will soon destroy the parasite forms. Number of intermediate hosts may be reduced by using insecticides, molluscicides, and other appropriate control measures. Here you can see n number of flatworms, Rallyi litaniasis. Rallyi litaniasis is also known as broad-headed worm. Here you can see the broad-headed worm with all the strobila with n number of small segments. And there are three types: Rallensia, cestida, or tetragoda, or echinobrothridia. You can see here the intestine is being attacked by several worms. A very long thread-like structure you can see here. Mode of transmission: through intermediate host contaminating cysticercoids. Clinical signs: emaciation, stunted growth, laying birds, egg production may be decreased or may stop altogether. Lesions: conspicuous intestinal nodes in chicken with characteristic hyperplastic enteritis associated with formation of granuloma. Intestinal nodules often result in degradation and necrosis of intestina villi accompanied by anemia. Diagnosis: presence of large number of segments or eggshell in the feces, demonstration of worms on necropsy. Treatment: di-N-butyl tridilaurate, butyrate. Control and prevention: control of intermediate host with insecticides, removal and disposal of droppings. In all the control and preventive measures, dropping is very important, plays an important role, and disposal and removal and disposal of droppings, and maintaining neat and hygiene in the homes. Trematodes. Trematodes, echinostomiasis. Mode of transmission: ingestion of an infected second intermediate host. Clinical signs: light infection with these flukes, echinostoma revolutum. These are the flukes. Causes: little injury. If large number are present, it is claimed they may be cause severe enteritis, hemorrhagic diarrhea, and progressive emaciation. Mild hyperemeia, severe catheteral enteritis, identification of eggs in the fecal matter, or adult worms in the intestine on necropsy examination. Treatment albendazole, paroxyzanactel. Control. Avoid wet marsh areas. Snail control should be considered. Thank you. We will continue in the part 6th. Part 7. Nutritional deficiency diseases in